context shape communication. So the story that I've chosen is The Lion and the Mouse and Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So without further ado, let's start the story itself. So, for The Lion and the Mouse, it's about a small mouse who accidentally wakes a sleepy lion. The lion almost eats him, but the mouse pleads for mercy and promises to help him one day. Later, when the lion trapped into the hunted net, the mouse bite through the ropes and frees him. So the moral of the story here is even the smallest can help the mighty. Meanwhile, the Goldilocks and the Three Bears tell about a little girl that comes into the Three Bears' house and eat their porridge, sleep in their beds and sit on the chair. When the bear returned, she got scared and ran away. So the moral of the story is it's about respect of these people, property and privacy. So how contexts are used in ESL classroom? In ESL classroom, teachers often use storytelling because it provides a living context. Instead of memorizing vocabulary, pupils experience languages through question, role play, and discussion. For example, after reading The Lion and the Mouse, the teacher might ask the students about why the lion forgave the mouse and why the mouse helped the lion, or what does the story tell us about. So when people act out those scenes, they practice real communication like tone, emotion, and politeness, just like one of the theories that I found, which is Harshen's 68.2 input hypothesis suggests we learn language best when messages are meaningful and understandable. So storytelling isn't just for fun, but it's a practice tool that turns theory into real language use. So let's dive deeper. So for The Lion and the Mouse, it is interpersonal context because the story focuses on two relationship between two characters, which is the mouse and the lion. Their actions such as helping, promising, and forgiving show social interaction. Meanwhile, Goldilocks and the Three Bears show cultural context because it highlights society rules, which is don't enter others' homes, don't take things that is yours, and respect privacy. So even though both are when we teach through such story, pupils not only learn English words, they also learn how relationship and culture shape meaning. So how context and language use? Context help vocabulary, grammar, and comprehension go naturally. Just like in Correction 1982 input hypothesis, tell us meaningful input like story help learners acquire new language without them knowing. Michael Long interaction hypothesis also adds that language developed best through interaction, integration, and verification. For instance, when pupils plays the mouse role play about the lion and the mouse and says, "Please forgive me. I promise to help you." The meaning of promise here is clear than it comes from a list. Through interaction, pupil process vocab functionally helps become an action, kind, an attitude, and outcome. So this process turns comprehension and grammar together because language used in real purpose, not mentioned. So, why is it interpersonal context? Let's go deeper into cooperation and trust. Those words like help, kind, promise, free depends on human-like relationship. If we remove the relationship, the words lose emotional meaning. For example, promise only exists when someone relies on another. That's the heart of interpersonal context, language built on interaction. In class, teachers can highlight this by asking students to describe times when they help a friend, and it connects vocab to their own experience as they share the stories to others. So here, filters aren't just translating; they are linking emotion, actions, and English expression together. Next, what is related to cultural context? For Goldilocks and the Three Bears, think about the porridge, chair, bed, and house. Here is the words such as porridge, chair, bed, house is symbolize ownership and family privacy. When Goldilocks eats the bear porridge, sit on the chair, and so on, she's taking what isn't hers. So the vocabulary here isn't just about the object, it presents the culture and the social expectation. So if you told the story in a different culture, the details might change, but in the lesson, respect other space would still remain. So that's how culture contact teach people's see language through society lens and not just. So in teaching and learning, for teaching point of view, it helps teachers present vocab in meaningful context rather than ways. It also encourages interactive students and learning, and also provide teachers with chances to integrate language and values. Meanwhile, for learning POV, it's improved retention because words are connected to stories, not memorized alone, and encourage comprehension skill with words meaning from the story context, and also build communication skills in the vocabulary is in practice, in interaction, not association. Next concept also transform grammar learning. Traditionally, grammar means rules such as what we have learned in fundamental grammar when our conditions such as subject plus verb, and object, and so on. But through context, grammar becomes grammar use. For example, in the sentence, the lion forgives the mouse, people see how the past tense verb forgive experiences, emotions, and time within the story. According to Swan Output Hypothesis 1985, producing language, speaking, or writing makes learner notice gaps between what they want to say and what they can say. So when people retell the story, they realize they need connectors like because, then, after that. And they move from memorizing forms to expressing thoughts meaningfully. And that's built real connective competence and confidence. Next, comprehensive. In this slide, I choose two theories that I believe that all of us have learned in psycho class, which is Piaget and Gorski theories. For interpersonal context, if it's Piaget theory the best because he said children lose knowledge by linking new ideas to what they already know. So when people hear how the lion and the mouse become friends, they connect it into their own experiences of helping and forgiveness. So here the person link deepen the comprehensions. Meanwhile, the cultural context side, it's more to Gorski theories because he said that happens through social interaction and cultural tools. So when people discuss why conduct behavior is wrong, they use cultural reasoning. In our home, we ask permission, or in our home, we cannot take someone else's belonging randomly, and so on. So through this dialogue, that internalize books, language, and moral values. So for teaching and learning, in teaching POV, teachers can use story to check comprehension of values like kindness and cooperation, and teachers can use culturally relevant stories to teach cultural norms and respect. And for learning POV, purpose learn through characters interaction, understanding improve engagement, and prefer radio stories that link behavior to their own culture, information on values and knowledge. So this thing has been confirmed by the research I found, which is 2002 study titled Speaking Skill Enhanced Learn Through Visual Stories Show Comprehension Improve After Use of Storytelling in Teaching. Because the kids they interact more, use new words correctly, and express empathy. Another study is the effect of storytelling in shaping social behavior. 2004 shows storytelling helps students connect story setting to real life, enhancing empathy and understanding social norms. So when the teachers use tales like the lion and the mouse and the Goldilocks and the three bears, they are not just teaching English, they are teaching the morals such as empathy, values, and cultural values. So I've done a packet so you guys can voice out your opinion on